Still in Bungoma, he surprised many yesterday by clinging onto a helicopter soon after the body of Jacob Juma arrived in Bungoma. Saleh Wanjala risked his life and is now being treated in a Bungoma hospital. But what exactly prompted Wanjala to pull such a move? Our reporter Robert Wanyonyi visited him in hospital and asked him the question.
A day after the video of this man hanging on a helicopter high in the air went viral worldwide, KTN has managed to trace Saleh Wanjala, who has now acquired the name of Bungoma's James Bond.
Nikiendelea kuangalia tu chini, haini sifil, nasikia kizunguzungu, nasikia nini. Halafu sasa kufika hapo hivyo juu. We
caught up with Saleh as he was receiving treatment from injuries sustained after he fell off the helicopter 10 feet from the ground. And according to him, this was just an accident.
Hii ilikuwa tu ni ajali tu. Si ati mimi ilikuwa napenda hata mimi. Jacob si ndugu yangu. Si baba yangu. Si mjui. Hii ilikuwa tu ni ajali.
And reacting on suggestions by millions of people who witnessed his daredevil act that he becomes a film actor or an Air Force officer, Saleh had this to say.
Kwa hiyo, sasa nikasema ati watakuja wanichukue niende ni act. Hiyo tu ni heri nitibiwe, lakini kusema kwa act hii ilikuwa ni kama mashetani, wacha nikuambie. Hiyo haikuwa kupenda yangu kabisa.
Doctors at the Bungoma Referral Hospital told KTN how the latest James Bond sensation was faring on.
When the patient came in, he had sustained soft tissue injuries, of which when he arrived, I think we took charge. We managed the situation. X-rays were taken, ultrasound was done, first aid was done. And at the moment, the patient is improving. He's on intravenous antibiotics and painkillers, and is in a stable condition at the moment.
But Bungoma County Commissioner Maalim Mohamed, who condemned Saleh for the jaw-dropping act, said the man will be arraigned in court to answer to charges of obstructing an aircraft, endangering his own life, together with the passengers on board, immediately he gets better.
Huyu ni mtu anastahili, labda jinsi yake tuweze kuipima kama ikawa na manufaa mengine kama nchi, lakini hata hivyo Saleh Wanjala kulingana na sheria amefanya hatia ambayo haikubaliki katika sheria ya ulimwengu na Kenya kama taifa. Ni kama sasa kisheria alikuwa amepanga kujiua. Hiyo tunasema attempted suicide, na pia amehatarisha maisha ya rubani pamoja na wale walikuwa kwa hiyo ndege.
Bond's reaction to that:
mwaka moja umefanya mazoezi, miaka 5 komando. Sasa wewe ni mwanajeshi sasa kamili. Ati unaenda kwa college fulani ati ukuweko koplo hiyo siku hiyo ama sergeant. Siku hiyo ndio unasikia hakuna kazi.
Region depend on for survival. Travel advisories issued by foreign missions to their national against traveling to Kenya has forced many hotels to either reduce staff or close business altogether. But just as the terror networks thought they had an upper hand, a new kind of terror has descended on the same beaches, the threat of non-biodegradable waste in the form of marine debris, now polluting the white beaches of Watamu and threatening valuable marine life. But this blue army of local community is determined to salvage the situation by collecting and recycling the waste.
Kwamba community nzima imeappreciate huu mradi kwa sababu unasaidia sehemu kubwa. Manake WM ni general ni kwamba inachukua area yote ya Watamu na upande wa Mida huko. So huwa tunaona inachukua nafasi kubwa sana na wananchi wanaona una faida kupita na huu mradi.
Some of these plastic bags and materials are not only dangerous to the environment but also to marine life, like the endangered sea turtle that mistake them for jellyfish, which are part of their natural diet. The impact of solid waste is deteriorating local environment, resulting in threats of human health, welfare, and potentially discouraging tourists from visiting the area. The litter is a serious concern as many coastal communities depend on tourism as their primary source of income and employment.
Tumeona tumeendelea, hatuna haja tena kwa wakati huu kuambia mzee nataka pesa ya chumvi, mzee nataka hivi, mzee nataka hivi. Ijapokuwa mzee ni sawa atusaidie, lakini na sisi wakina mama nasi tuna mahali ambapo tunaweza kutoa senti na kujisaidia.
The initiative deals with solid waste pollution in Watamu Marine Park and reserve beaches and nearby villages by combining environmental welfare and conservation tasks with community empowerment, employment and alternative income generation. The initiative sets an example for community-based waste management. The amount of garbage that is delivered by the ocean on these beaches every morning is mind-boggling, with some of it said to be coming from as far as the Caribbean highlands. But the Blue Team from the Watamu community is determined to clean these beaches every morning as they collect these bottles and sandals and recycle them. The waste collected is brought to the Watamu Waste Recycling Center, where it is weighed and sorted.
As they sort, they normally have the plastic according to the grade. You know, the high graded, the high graded plastic have high value. The soft plastic have no value. So that is one of the process the Blue Team has to make before the crushed plastics are sent to industries in Mombasa for sale.
All rubber waste is reused and made into curios like this art of key holders, butterflies, curtains, and more, which generates income for the local community.
The seahorns are part of the product that the local community, after collecting the solid waste, they do recycle and sell to the tourism facilities or hotels, and they earn a living, and that sustained also there. They're also playing part in conserving the environment in terms of reduction of waste on our marine park, which is of course on the other side boosting tourism in terms of clean beaches, and tourists also like areas where they're clean.
But the main highlight of this project is this ecological house built from plastic and wine bottles that are also collected from the beach and hotels around Watamu.
The whole of this building is made from recycled bottles, plastic bottles and wine bottles, most of them coming from the beach and coming from the hotel resorts. And they are used here to build this room, the workroom for our local community groups.
The sand inside the bottle make excellent insulation that keeps the tropical heat outside the walls of the house and relative coolness inside.
So all of this, what the community are doing right from the Blue Team on the beach and at the recycling center, this shows us how the local communities can come with initiatives, not only for conserving the environment, but also they have come up with this initiative. We can see here there's also an income, earning of income. So this is an example of how community can come up with issues, addresses issues of solid waste and conserve environment, at the same time also earn a living.
This home is also said to be fireproof, bulletproof, well insulated, affordable, easy to build, and offer a solution to an ever-growing pollution problem. What was once a waste material and an hazard at the beaches of Watamu is now becoming a very important component in the construction industry. And if the beauty of this building here is anything to go by, then the future of the construction sector in Kenya is set to change for the better. Philip Keitan, KTN News.
And still to come, Shupavu App, a mobile application that simplifies research.
It's wrong. They are given the reason why that answer is wrong.
Shupavu 291 is a mobile application by Eneza Education that is now being used by children in primary and secondary schools for their studies and revision work. The mobile phone has turned to a virtual school with a reach of over 572,000 mobile learners across Kenya. At least 469,000 are primary school pupils, while 86,000 are secondary school students.
Teachers have also been receiving questions, and then they respond to the questions, and there are even questions that we are asked on methodology, how to teach, and as we respond, if we give an answer which is not correct, we also get the correct answer.
Shupavu 291 was designed to help students revise without physically being in class. Both primary and secondary school students can now use the mobile application while at home to study, do assignment tests, ask a teacher, and access Wikipedia. Teachers can also use Shupavu 291 for lessons on class management, staff management, financial management, educational management, among others.
Content creation is done by practicing teachers from primary and secondary. So as another education and the content department will work together with teachers, over 50 teachers currently working with the NESA, and different teachers in different specialities create content in their different subjects.
According to a Class 8 student at Kilimani Primary School, Shupavu 291 has helped improve his grades tremendously.
It has helped my level of education dramatically increase.
To access Shupavu 291, one needs to have a Safaricom line, dial *291# and press send. You can also send the word START to the number 2851. Type in your class, gender, region, name, and school. Shupavu 291 is accessible using a basic mobile phone and a Safaricom line. In a country where 1 out of 3 people have access to a mobile phone, Shupavu 291 seeks to reach students countrywide.
I do 5 questions from each subject, a total of 20 questions per day.
According to Ms. Pauline from Eneza Education, Shupavu 291 does not seek to replace teachers.
Shupavu has come to complement the teacher's work, and it is like a teacher's assistant.
This new technology seeks to change the lives of learners countrywide by helping them attain better grades in and out of the classroom. Mark Namaswa, KTN News.
Now, Gianni Infantino promised an open and transparent FIFA at the closing news conference of the organization's 66th Congress in Mexico City, as the governing body seeks to move on from a major corruption scandal and address other problems dogging the sport around the world.
Certainly my objective to create a modern, transparent and progressive organization, an organization that everyone can trust, and an organization which can be a leader in the world of football, and that's why we go full steam ahead. We cannot allow the mistakes of the past to happen again, and that's why we have to be very cautious and very serious about these things.
All right, and tonight on our Saturday night poll, we asked you, should the Bungoma James Bond be charged with endangering his life and that of the pilot? I will just sample some of your views here on Twitter. Peter Kiprotich Rono says, first he has to be taken to a psychiatric hospital to ascertain his mental status. If he is okay, then let him be charged. We also have Ricardo or Kalash 22 here say he should be reprimanded soon after he is discharged from hospital. And let me just sample a final one. By virtue or let me just take a look at this problem with the internet a bit. But Jamal Ibrahim, Joseph, hey, the names are quite difficult, but just Alicia's Jubibi says, no, in fact, they should reward him for being courageous. What are your views? What do you think? Thank you very much for engaging with us tonight on KTN Weekend Prime. That's all we had lined up for you. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Akisa Wandera. Our sign language interpreter was William Silla. Have a lovely weekend and keep it KTN.